Good morning, Little Masters, and welcome back to today's Tolkien Times, a Prancing Pony podcast production. I'm the Man of the West. Thank you for joining me for First Age Friday. Now, when I started Series 10 in early June, I began reading through Of Tuor and His Coming to Gondolin. I thought it would take all of Series 10 and even much of Series 11. As it turns out, it took all of Series 12 too, and we're still not done. But we sure have reached some of the most dramatic bits. Then Voronwë led Tuor towards the light, and as they drew near, many Noldor, mail-clad and armed, stepped forward out of the darkness and surrounded them with drawn swords. And Elemmekil, captain of the guard, who bore the bright lamp, looked long and closely at them. "This is strange in you, Voronwë," he said. "We were long friends. Why, then, would you set me thus cruelly between the law and my friendship? If you had led hither unbidden one of the other houses of the Noldor, that were enough. But you have brought to knowledge of the way a mortal man, for by his eyes I perceive his kin. Yet free can he never again go, knowing the secret. And as one of alien kin that has dared to enter, I should slay him, even though he be your friend and dear to you. In the wide lands without, Elemmekil, many strange things may befall one, and tasks unlooked for be laid on one," Voronwë answered. "Others shall the wanderer return than as he set forth. What I have done under command greater than the law of the guard. The king alone should judge me, and him that comes with me." Then Tuor spoke, and feared no longer. "I come with Voronwë, son of Aranwë, because he was appointed to be my guide by the Lord of Waters. To this end was he delivered from the wrath of the sea and the doom of the Valar. For I bear from Ulmo an errand to the son of Fingolfin, and to him will I speak it." Thereat Elemmekil looked in wonder upon Tuor. "Who then are you?" he said, "and whence come you?" "I am Tuor, son of Huor, of the house of Hador and the kindred of Hurin. And these names, I am told, are not unknown in the Hidden Kingdom. From Nevrast I have come through many perils to seek it." "From Nevrast," said Elemmekil. "It is said that none dwell there, since our people departed." Last time we left, Voronwë and Tuor had found their way from the dry river into a cave, the hidden driveway of Gondolin, before encountering Elemmekil, who demanded Voronwë lead this stranger to him so that he may judge whether or not to kill him or make him captive. And that is where we'll pick up. "It is said truly," answered Tuor. "Empty and cold stand the courts of Inyamar. Yet thence I come. Bring me now to him that built those halls of old." "In matters so great, judgment is not mine," said Elemmekil. "Therefore I will lead you to the light where more may be revealed, and I will deliver you to the warden of the great gate." Then he spoke in command, and Tuor and Voronwë were set between tall guards, 2 before and 3 behind them, and their captain led them from the cavern of the outer guard, and they passed, as it seemed, into a straight passage, and there walked long upon a level floor until a pale light gleamed ahead. Thus they came at length to a wide arch with tall pillars upon either hand, hewn in the rock, and between hung a great portcullis of crossed wooden bars, marvelously carved and studded with nails of iron. Elemmekil touched it, and it rose silently, and they passed through. And Tuor saw that they stood at the end of a ravine, the like of which he had never before beheld or imagined in his thought, long though he had walked in the wild mountains of the north. For beside the Orfalch Echor, Kirath Niniac was but a groove in the rock. Here the hands of the Valar themselves, in ancient wars of the world's beginning, had wrested the great mountains asunder, and the sides of the rift were sheer as if axe-cloven, and they towered up to heights unguessable. There, far aloft, ran a ribbon of sky, and against its deep blue stood black peaks and jagged pinnacles, remote but hard, cruel as spears. Too high were those mighty walls for the winter sun to overlook. And though it was now full morning, faint stars glimmered above the mountain tops. And down below, all was dim, but for the pale light of lamps set beside the climbing road. For the floor of the ravine sloped steeply up, eastward, and upon the left hand Tuor saw beside the stream bed a wide way, laid and paved with stone, winding upward till it vanished into shadow. "You have passed the first gate, the gate of wood," said Elimachil. "There lies the way. We must hasten." Voronwë really has put Elimachil in a tough spot. I mean, bring another Noldor here, that's bad enough. But someone else? A mortal man? This is First Age 495, less than 100 years after Eöl followed Arethel back to Gondolin, killing the king's sister and getting himself tossed off the Caragdur for it, leaving his creepy son Maeglin to creep after Tuor's daughter, and Maeglin's first cousin, Idril. So yeah, Elimachil says, I've got to kill this guy. But after Voronwë's brief argument, Tuor speaks with the words of Ulmo, and claims to be the son of Huor and kindred with Hurin. Well now, that's a name drop that changes things. Hurin and Huor were brought to Gondolin by Thorondor in 458, just 37 years before this. They left after a year. Now, ironically, this helps Elimachil because now, well, this is above my pay grade. I'm going to hand this problem off to Ecthelion, not named here, but he is the warden of the Great Gate, as we'll see in a future reading. So now it's just a matter of transporting the prisoner/guest, and they move through to the entrance of the Orfalch Echor, coming through the first gate, the Gate of Wood. And here, it's not the gate that's particularly impressive, although it is that. A portcullis lifting silently is a pretty incredible engineering thing. It's the sight beyond it, the Orfalch Echor, crafted by the Valar themselves. Unbelievably deep canyon with these perfectly sheer walls. Now, the bit about the stars glimmering even though it's morning, that's just a little bit of poetic license. Well, folks, that is it for today's First Stage Friday. And even though this run of First Stage Fridays has been a lot longer than originally planned, I will eventually get back to Fandom Fridays, probably in Series 14. So if you know anyone who should join me here for a future Fandom Friday, just email barliman@theprancingponypodcast.com. Please visit patreon.com/TolkienTimes to learn how you can support the show, get an ad-free feed, a monthly hangout, bonus weekly episode, and a lot more. And join me again tomorrow on today's Tolkien Times as we wrap up this week with Silmarillion Saturday. Subscribe to the TTT in your podcast apps or to the PPP channel on YouTube, where the full back catalog has now been uploaded for you to enjoy. And be sure you're following @PrancingPonyPod on social media. Finally, as Faramir says, go with the goodwill of all good men.